First off, let me just say congratulations to Brian Kelly and that football team. Very talented football team, and they're going to win a lot of games this year. So, with that said, to our kids, I thought our kids played extremely hard, physical football. I was pleased with a lot of the things that were going on, especially early in that first half. Got our defensive kids, and I really liked our plan. And 5 turnovers for us was pretty good. Obviously a great day. We're +4 and come up short. Got to finish on offense. Hats off to Notre Dame's defense. That's why they're one of the best defenses in the country. So a great out of conference matchup. Very good football team beat us today. I'm proud of our kids. I like their effort. I love their attitude. It'll be a great challenge for us as young men to bounce back, prepare for a short week, and a very good Louisville football team. So we'll be anxious to do so. Kevin Moore's fine, pretty good concussion. He's fine. He's fine, relatively speaking. And the rest of the kids are banged up a little bit, but just because they played a good football game. So with that, any questions?
Scott, starting off, defensively, what you did on those first 4 drives. When you look back on this game, what can you say about the defense and how much they did win, even though it wasn't a win at the end of it?
Well, they did a good job. The one thing we got to understand is the thing I love about football is it's the ultimate team sport. And you can't win without all 3 phases finding a way to get it done. But there's no finger pointing either, It's all thumb pointing right back at us. If we come up short and we get 5 turnovers in a game, well, we needed 6 to win the game, or 7. You guys with me? That's the approach I want to make sure that we understand is there'll be some days where the defense plays great, some days the offense plays great, vice versa, all the way across the board. I am pleased with our defensive effort tonight, but we did still give up 5-17, so that's not good enough. We can never mistake great effort and attitude and almost, those types of things as victories. The only victories that count are the ones that end up in the win column. And our kids understand that, our coaches understand that, and I know you guys will remind me of that throughout the course of my years. So the only thing I want to make sure we understand, looking at this thing, is that we're going to fight our butts off to come on back, and we're going to try to be the most unselfish team in the country. Things are going to sway back and forth throughout the course of this season, and we just need to keep fighting and not be mistaken effort for results.
Exactly. Coach, in 13 games against Power 5 conferences, your offense has averaged 17 points a game, and against top 25 teams, it's 13 points. Why is your offense not more productive against some of the top competition in the country?
You can answer that question. I know you're bright enough to do that. Really good teams hold us fewer points. Teams that aren't as good as those teams, we score more points on. Simple as that.
Nate?
Got the fumbled spike at the end of the first half. How
I really couldn't see it. I mean, I must have had 20 people come up to me before I walked in here. And even though they're all saying it was a fumble, those officials, they got a tough job. And shoot, God knows I make enough mistakes in a game. I don't know if it was a good call or a bad call. It's past history, so we're not going to lose any sleep over it. I know all the fans were upset and saying it was definitely a fumble. Well, you know what? I don't know. I know those officials, they tried their butt off and just, lucky the Irish went their way again. That's the way things go sometimes. It is what it is.
Stephen?
What do you think the Notre Dame defense did well to give you guys difficulty running the ball, and also how much of it was out of the zone reads and Terrell going away from running plays because of what he saw?
Not necessarily that. Notre Dame plays a lot of different things up front. Coach Van Gorder's a great football coach. Always liked that guy. The guy's a damn good football coach. Changing up things, changing the fronts up. Nice job showing pressure one way, bringing it the other, getting in and out of things. Enough man to keep us honest. Enough zone to throw us off where gaps are. A little double eagle stuff inside. It just kept us off balance, and we didn't do a good job maintaining and sustaining our blocks up front at times. And they got off their blocks. It comes down to blocking, tackling, block progression, getting off blocks, and they did a hell of a job. They did a hell of a job now. That's a damn good defense, athletic defense, and they beat our rumps on that side of the ball. They beat our rumps today. Simple as that, man. Sometimes you just got to say we got beat on it, on some things, and we did.
Mark? Coach, you mentioned the 5 turnovers. I know it's a team game. How frustrating is it not to get more points off of those?
Well, it's frustrating, but that's why I love football. It's frustrating, but what the hell? Let's go. We got to move on. And that's what I told the kids. All thumb pointers. None of this baloney. That's what weaker men do. That's what's the greatest thing about this sport is it teaches young men to own it. Own it. Hey, I didn't get it done today. You didn't get it done today. It wasn't good enough. Yes, coach. Later in life that's going to help them, right, Floyd? That's going to help them. So damn it, we lost. God, I hate losing. Son of a gun. There's lessons to be learned. These kids will be stronger for it in the long run. It's still going to be a sour ride home. Okay.
Right here.
Coach, I mean, not to harp on the turnover ratio again, but
you're gonna.
A little bit. Was it missed opportunities by your offense, or was it Notre Dame's defense, or a mixture of both?
Well, I think it's always a mixture of both. Pretty doggone good defense, top 10 defense. You're harping on it. Let's go to something new. Go ahead.
So, Scott,
Yep,
are you aware that Golson completed 26 straight passes against it?
No, I'm not aware. I wasn't keeping count. Most of them were behind the line of scrimmage or short ones, and then they got a couple big ones. The outside zone play that they call bubble now. They hit those. We didn't get off the blocks as well as we needed to. We knew that they were probably going to have to default to a lot of those throws out there, and felt like it was an opportunity to hit their athletes in space. At times we did a really good job with that. At times we didn't. I don't know if you went back and charted to see how many were, those intermediate range. They were effective. They beat our butt. So good job by Golson.
Steven.
The 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 opportunity you had where you guys tried to run the ball and couldn't get it. How hard was that kind of to watch as a guy who I know you emphasize moving forward every play and to get stuffed twice in a row like that?
Well, good job by them. We didn't get it done. Frustrating. Move on.
Sean?
Not to take anything away from your first 3 opponents, but how much more talented do you think Notre Dame is than anyone you've seen before?
They're a pretty talented team. If I had to put my money on someone from our conference, I would, though. Florida State's freakish.
Evan.
Nick's performance with Golson tonight, he had a great completion percentage, but you also got 4 turnovers out of him. How did you feel that your defensive backs in particular did with handling him?
Okay, not good enough.
Last question here, Seth.
We saw later in the night, particularly the touchdown drive, the downfield passing game really worked for the offense. Do you think that's something that you might go back to in the future and use a little bit more?
Yeah, the game was a different situation. I'm sure Brian backed off some things until late when he brought 7 or 8 on the last one. So, it's always, you got to look at the time of the game and the choices you make. I can remember, being on that side of the ball, and you get in a situation where you stay with your game plan. Then when you get up by 14 or 17 or whatnot, then you start saying, okay, let's back off a little bit of this, make them catch the ball in front of us. There's some seams open. So there's cause and effect with all those situations. So we're going to try to do everything and anything we can imagine to win the next ball game, including looking at how much down the field or how much run game, how much fake kicks, punts, all that other stuff. Everything we can do. We're going to scratch and claw to find a way to get this Louisville game.
Thanks so much.
Pretty good. Thank you.